I'd like to start off. Thought our guys really responded in the third quarter. We've had two tough third quarters at the start of this year, and our guys really came out and applied the defense, the pressure we're looking at. And then we had a little bit of a tough start, but the resiliency was really good for our team tonight. And we finally played a little bit more, close to 48 minutes, which we've been looking to do. We've been a little bit inconsistent with the start of the season, but we played a full game. So good job by our guys. We'll open up for questions.
How does it feel to have the best road record of any coach in NBA history?
Pretty good job. Yeah, it was good to get a win on the road. Tough, great team, obviously well-coached team. Put some tough matchups out there. And I thought our guys responded defensively tonight.
In all seriousness, how did you clean up the turnovers in the second half? Because you had 13 at halftime and only 5 after.
We were playing in crowds in the first half. They were crowding the paint, and we were just trying to drive through, and we just told our guys at halftime, hey, look, passes are open. The ball's going to come back to you. Keep sharing it. I thought we did a much better job of that in the second half, and that led to us hitting a decent amount of threes.
Kuz came out with about a couple minutes left. What was
Yeah, just being evaluated right now. They're going to look him at in the back. I don't really have an update yet.
So it is an injury?
Yeah, he felt something in his leg, so I'm not 100% sure what's, they're looking at him right now, but yeah, he pulled himself out of the game.
You guys did really well from the three-point line tonight. What's it like to get that kind of bounce back three-point performance?
Like I said, the shots are going to come and go. Is the quality of shots that we were looking to get. We've actually gotten good quality in the first two games. First half, like John pointed out, like we were not kicking out. We weren't making the extra passes. Second half, we did. That led to some wide open threes that created some good momentum for us.
Probably Trae's toughest 14 points he's had in maybe his entire career. What does it say about the way 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 took on this challenge, executed what you guys wanted to do defensively, but every time Trae kept coming at him, he just kept fighting and fighting and fighting? What was it mentality-wise that he was able to do?
I mean, this is a great player. Like, he probably missed some shots that he'll probably make. But 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 did as best he could. Just told him to keep fighting, keep contesting, try to keep him off the free throw line as much as you can. Try to usually, if he's going to make some tough ones, pat him on the back and try to do it again. When you play against guys like that, they're going to keep coming the whole game. But it wasn't just him, it was our whole team. It wasn't just a one-on-one game out there. Our whole team was much better in the second half with our pick and roll defense. Made it look crowded for him. That's what we were looking for tonight.
Is that why you went with 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪's size, trying to crowd Trae as much as possible just at the point of attack?
Well, that's our best defender, first of all. I think you guys know how I feel about 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗪. That's our best perimeter defender on the basketball. So he gets the tough matchups every night. I know he likes the challenge, but he was our best matchup, and we try to use his length. That's what he does.
And there was a point in that fourth quarter where there was a two freshmen and a sophomore rotation defensively, where first Keyshawn kind of tried to go for that deflection, and then 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗟𝗪 and 𝗙𝗢 both came over for that help. They did get the possession in their favor, but what does it say just about the way that they rotated tonight, especially with how much Atlanta wanted to be in the paint?
Yeah, those are the things we talked about after the first two games. I thought we played good halves of defense versus Boston and Cleveland. We wanted to put a full game together. We definitely saw more of that. It wasn't a complete game yet. We obviously have a ways to go. But we saw some things that were carryover, things we talked about in practice yesterday.
With 𝗙𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗪,
Go ahead.
with him, he had those tough matchups all season and in the first two games of this year, but the other team, even though it was tougher, the other players still did well. For him to have, the performance he did today, and for Trae to have the performance he did today, what does that do for his defensive confidence?
I think he has a high defensive confidence because he's gone through this last year. He went through the gamut of all the great players in the league. And you sometimes know you're just trying to make their life as difficult as possible. These guys can hit tough shots. They're going to hit tough shots. Sometimes they don't go for the other team, but try to make it as difficult and put them in areas as hard for them to make as much as possible. The NBA is unforgiving. He's going to have them play the same team again, but night after night he's going to see these type of matchups. Great learning experience for him. But good job tonight.
Late first half, Keyshawn got a defensive 3 seconds, and then the whole bench was up and applauding. Can you explain what's behind that?
Yeah, we want to take care of the paint. So I don't want to reveal too much of the secrets why they were applauding, but we want to be in the paint. We want to make the paint look crowded. We think that's where we can turn people over. So you got a defensive 3 seconds. I think we were excited that he was in there. So I'll leave it at that.
Alex faced a decent amount of negative attention from the Atlanta crowd today. How did you see him respond to that bit of adversity?
First, I didn't hear any of that. Don't hear much of the crowd myself, and I'm sure Alex is exactly like me because it didn't seem like he had any influence on him whatsoever during the game. He's got a really good way about him. He just played, and you saw the impact he had at the rim. Pretty impressive.
The other day at practice, you had mentioned with Corey and his shooting, you said we have to get him more shots. I think you had pretty good success at doing that tonight, but just his mentality of just staying ready and staying locked in, what was he able to kind of navigate in what the defense was giving him tonight?
I think for Corey, if we're playing the game the right way, he's going to get threes, and that was my challenge to the group is if we're moving the ball, we're sharing it, the ball should land in his hands, and we need to find him because he has a great way of finding space, great way of getting open, but we got to get our eyes up and find him. And it showed that we played a better game, especially in the second half when the turnovers are down. We're able to find him. He's got to get up 8 to 9, 10 threes a game, but that's us playing the right way.
Bub's pull-ups seemed to fall really well today. What did you think of his game?
Buff was great. Defended, played with purpose, played with attack, swung the ball, made shots. He was playing good.
And Kyle exited with the injury, but before that had kind of that second half eruption that you guys talked about him being scored.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I said, the biggest thing to me is Kyle rebound tonight. I think he had 9 defensive boards. That allows him to push in transition, where it's one of his strengths. And then, like I said, this guy's going to score. Like I would have never concerned about him making shots. The defensive activity and then the passing had a little bit of turnovers in the first half, but he calmed that down and then he found players in the second half. Good overall game for Kyle.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Corey, offensively, when it comes to three-point shooting, first couple of games weren't necessarily getting the amount of shots, but tonight, what was it offensively that you were able to unlock?
Yeah, I mean the shots have always been there. It's just a matter of making the right pass. And as a team, we gotta commit to just making the right play. And if we do, and we don't try to force things and let the game kind of dictate what we do, those shots are going to open up. And a few shots went in early for us, and we breathed life into each other. And that's kind of the way that the basketball karma works. Is that if you breathe confidence into your teammates, the shots start to fall. And it was just kind of a matter of time before mine ended up falling.
You guys really were moving the ball really well as well tonight. Did that also play into why you guys were able to tie a franchise high with 21 made threes?
100%. 100%. There's so much space on an NBA court, and if you just move the ball, it's amazing what kind of shots you can get. And we've played 2 teams for Atlanta that took advantage of that, and we kind of wanted to move the ball like they did against us and make it really difficult on Atlanta to guard us.
What do you think of the way Bilal was able to kind of contain Trae Young, making it really tough for him tonight, holding him just 14 points, but quite possibly one of the toughest 14 points he's had to have?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, he was awesome. We went on to make a concerted effort as a team to keep him on Trae Young as long as possible, and he did a great job. It's really, really hard to do what he does on the defensive end of the floor and then also be productive on offense. And the energy he has and the spring in his step that he has after all the work he's doing is special. Played great tonight.
What do you think of the mindset that Kyle's been able to have, struggling to get that shot to fall tonight, finally able to get it to fall, but really started aggressively the last couple of games, going back to Cleveland and now tonight too?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about Kyle is he's not afraid to get it going. And he's not afraid to try things. He's not afraid to push through some adversity. And so that's what's made him great over the years. And he's just going to keep shooting. And tonight he made big shots when we needed him. He kept the lead for us in the second half and helped us win the game in a big way.
Lastly, BK officially getting named head coach, gets his first win of the season. What does it mean to you guys to get him that win?
Yeah, I mean, we congratulated him in the locker room, and he immediately said he had like 8 of them already. So he's really, really good at deflecting praise and taking criticism. But I want to make sure that we all wanted to make sure that we knew how big of a deal this was for him. He's been in the league a long time, and to get his first official win as a head coach that's a huge deal. We want to celebrate that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.